Okay, so we will start the class now. Let me know if you know what is the difference between a load-bearing structure and a regular RC structure. Should I explain what is a load-bearing structure and a regular RC structure? Or if you know the difference between those two, we will directly get into the problem. Let me know. Should I explain what is a load-bearing and what is the difference between those two, load-bearing structure and RC structure, RC framed structure? Okay. So let me know whether should I explain that and then go forward with the problems, or should I just get into the problem directly? Just let me know. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just explain what you mean by this load bearing. Okay, so I will share a screen now, and with that I will explain what is the difference between a load bearing and a regular RC one. Okay, so this you have drawn, I guess this is the first example, right? This is the first example, and you can see here, this which type of structure is this? Can you identify which type of structure, whether it is a RCC one or a load bearing one? Can you just identify? So if a simple way of identification is, you can see columns in it. If you see columns, it is a RC structure. Okay, RC frame structure. If you do not see columns, it is not a RC frame structure. It is a load bearing structure. So in this example, can you see any columns? I do not see any columns. See, if there were columns, you would have seen columns like this, like in the corner, right? Usually columns are provided here. Okay, so if this was a frame structure, you would have seen columns right here. But since there are no columns, what is this? This is the second type. This is the load bearing type of structure, wherein you do not have columns. Okay, so the roof, that is your slab is supported on your wall directly, or beams, and the beams are supported on your walls. Okay, so there is a plinth, there is a lintel level beam, or continuously a beam is running, and there are no columns. Okay, so if you ask me how load is transferring without columns, the beam transfer the load to the walls. Okay, so the walls are bearing the loads here. Okay, remember, the slab load is coming on the beam, and the beam loads are coming on the walls. Okay, so the wall is bearing your load. So this is a load bearing structure. Whenever the walls are bearing your loads and transferring your loads from your beam to your foundation, it is a load bearing structure. See, in this we have a wall. They have shown a cross section at this AA. Okay, this is the section at AA, and you can see this is a wall which is running continuously, and so from the slab, the load bearing is done by the wall. The load is transferred to the foundation directly by this wall itself. Okay, so this is the difference between what you say a load bearing and a RC structure. So this is your first example, is a load bearing structure. Now coming to your second example, this can you identify if this is a load bearing or a RC structure? See, what I have told, you have to look for columns. See, in this plan also, you can see there are no columns to be seen. Okay, no columns, meaning this is also a load bearing structure. Also, you can identify through the section. You can see the section, there is wall, and which is which is directly resting on the foundation. Okay, so the load is transferred from the slab to the wall, and the wall bears the load. So this is also a load bearing structure. So the calculations, the estimation that we do is different for load bearing, and it is different for your RC structure, or a frame column structure. Okay, so remember this. So your calculations are different. So what we will do is, initially now in the first stage we will learn how do you estimate a load bearing structure. Okay, without columns, the load bearing structure without columns we will understand first. Okay, so after which, when you are perfect with this, we will look into RC frame structures. Okay, that is also there in your syllabus. We will look into those. Okay, so we shall start with the problem now. Shall we start? Okay, so this is a very simple problem, wherein you have just a single room with a door. Okay, there is no window. You can see in the plan there is no window. Only one door is seen here. Okay, so remember there is also wall here. Only door opening is deducted here, and there is a continuous wall running. Okay, only deduction of your door height is done. There is a continuously wall which is running here. So as we will read what is the question, what is the problem here. So it is estimate the quantities of the following item of works for a single room building. Okay, so the following work, only the following things are to be estimated and not all the things. Okay, so they have mentioned a few things, only that quantities we need to estimate, and only they have said to estimate the quantities. Okay, not the rate and the abstract. Okay, so we will do on, we have learned that still detailed estimate has two parts. The first stage has your quantities, and the second part has your abstract and your rates. Okay, so they have asked us only the first part. Okay, only calculating the quantities, and only calculating quantities of these four works. Okay, only of these four works. So what are these four works? First work is your earthwork excavation in foundation. This is the first thing that we have to estimate. What is the earthwork? What is the quantity of earthwork in foundation that is required? We will estimate this first. Okay, then the PCC bed, PCC bed concrete 1:4:8. Because this is the proportion of your PCC concrete. PCC meaning plain cement concrete. Okay, see, this is your PCC bed here. In the section you can see PCC bed concrete 1:4:8. So this is your PCC concrete here. This slab you can see here. The width of this is 0.9 and the depth is 0.2. Okay, so this is a PCC. That quantity we have to estimate. Then next thing, SSM in CM 1:6. What does this mean? So SSM means size stone masonry. Remember, it is size stone masonry work. Okay, so and CM meaning cement mortar work of proportion 1:6. Okay, so this we have to estimate next. Then we have been told to estimate burnt brick masonry, BBM, burnt brick masonry in cement mortar 1:6. Okay, so always you have to mention what is the proportion of your cement mortar. Okay, so that detail they have mentioned. Coming to your figure which you have drawn. Okay, so coming to your figure, as you can see, there are no columns. So this is a load bearing. Okay, so this is a single room. We can observe it is a single room having one door. Okay, one door it has. Okay, so coming to your room dimensions. What are the room dimensions? 6 meter by 4 meter. Always remember, when they give dimensions, it is always length. Length is given first. Always it is followed by your width or your breadth. So this 6 meter is your length of your room. This is 6 meter. This is the length of your room. Always they give length first and then they give you your width. Okay, so this is your 4 meter, 6 meter. This is 6 and this is 4. Okay, so this they have given 6 meter by 4 meter, and always when they mention it in this way, okay, room size are always into in. What do you mean by into in? Is in it is your into in. It is from your inside of your wall to inside of your wall. It is not included in your wall thickness. Okay, so this is your into in distance, that is 6 meter by 4 meter. Always remember this. Then what is the dimension of this door that they have mentioned here? See, they have mentioned the dimension of the door. The door is 1.2. As I said, it is always length is mentioned. So 1 meter in length. So this is 1 meter. This is 1 meter length, and the height of your door. Height of your door is 2.1 meter. 2.1 meter height. So this is your door. 1 meter in length and 2.1 meter in height. Okay, so this is the door that they have mentioned details of your door. Then lintel we need. So okay, so lintel has to be provided over door, or else how will your brickwork stay above your opening? No, so always we need to provide a lintel which holds your masonry work or a brickwork above your opening. So let me just draw a lintel above a door so that you will understand what a lintel is. I hope you know what a lintel is, but still I will try and draw. Okay, so I will draw it here. So suppose this is your door. Okay, so this is your door. This is a front view of your door. Okay, so and this is your room. This is your total height of your room. So this brickwork has to be supported now over this opening. So it will if there is no lintel provided, what will happen? This brickwork over this opening over this door, what will happen? It will just fall. So what has to be done is we have to provide a lintel. Let me just change the color. Okay, so we provide a lintel. Lintel is nothing but a RCC beam. Okay, lintel is a RCC beam. Okay, and a lintel is not exactly size of the door. It has to be provided with some amount of bearing. Okay, with some amount of bearing, and this length of bearing is usually 150 centimeters. Okay, 150 centimeters. Remember, or 0.15 meters, not 150 centimeters. Sorry, it is 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters or 0.15 meters. 15 meters of bearing you have to provide on the both sides. Okay, so we provide a beam of this kind. So this is your lintel. Okay, so this is a lintel what we provide, and this is usually made up of RCC. Okay, RCC. This is made up of RCC, and this has a cross section. Okay, this has a cross section like this. Okay, and the thickness of this is usually thickness of the wall, right? This thickness is what is the thickness of the wall, same thing. And the height is 150. Height is 150, usually 150 mm, right? And the bearing is also 150 mm. Okay, remember these are specifications of the lintel. Okay, so not only on top of doors, similar lintels are also provided on your windows. Okay, wherever there is opening like window, or wherever there is opening like any ventilators, right? If there is a ventilator or there is a window, or whether it is a door, we have to provide a lintel over there. Okay, so there is one more concept called a running lintel. Running lintel. Yeah, they will mention it if there is a running lintel involved. Okay, so suppose now there is only one door here. Suppose if there was one more window here, there was a window here, there was a window here. So what would have happened is we had to provide a lintel here with some bearing, then one more lintel here with some bearing, then one more lintel here with some bearing, right? We had to provide three lintels continuously. So instead of providing three broken lintels, right, instead of providing three individual lintels, what we will do is we will provide a single lintel or running lintel. Okay, continuous running lintel we will provide. We will provide a beam which is continuously running over all these three openings, over this window, over this door, and over this window also. So what we will do, we will provide a running lintel or a single beam or running over these openings. Okay, so that can also be done if there are many openings involved. Okay, so the understood what is a lintel and what is a load bearing structure. I hope you have understood. Then coming to the next part in your figure. Okay, coming to the next part, we are done with this. We are done with the door. We are done with lintel. We are done with this plan. Okay, so one more thing they have mentioned is 0.3 meter thick wall. Okay, concentrate here, 0.3 meter thick wall. So it is a 30 centimeter, 30 centimeter. Okay, yes, it is 30 centimeter or 300 mm thick wall, 300 mm thick wall, and the thickness of the wall is constant throughout. Okay, so it is not varying anywhere. It is same everywhere. Okay, remember this. If it is same, if it is different, if the wall thicknesses are varying, it will be clearly mentioned in the plan. Okay, so that is there. Next, they have shown the section over here, AA section. They have cut a section here, AA, and they have shown it here, section AA. So we will look into this section in detail. So see, they have mentioned that all the dimensions are in meter. Important thing. Okay, all the dimensions are in meter. Coming from the bottom level. Okay, we will look from the bottom level. First, let me draw your ground level or and your different levels, which will be helpful later. Okay, so this is your bottommost part where a foundation is laid, right? Bottommost part. So this is your foundation level. This is your foundation level. Okay, foundation. Let me just write foundation level or FL, foundation level. You can write down in your figure also if you need. Okay, so foundation level. Then ground level is mentioned. I will not mention it. I will just increase the length of this line. So this is your ground level. See, they will be mentioning ground level compulsorily. So ground level I have drawn. Next, can you identify the plinth level? Can you identify the plinth level? Plinth level. Plinth level is here. This is your plinth level. You can mark in your figure if you want. This is your plinth level. This is your ground level. Okay, so various levels I have marked coming. Okay, so this is one part of your levels. Next, coming to the next part. This is your coming from top to bottom. We will start from the top. This is your wall. Okay, this is your wall at here at this section. If you cut and if you watch, this is your section of your wall. This they have mentioned C 0.3 mm thick. You can observe they have mentioned there 0.3 mm thick. This is your wall. Coming to this is brick masonry. Brick masonry in cement mortar 1:6. Okay, the same thing is mentioned in your question here. Burnt brick masonry in cement mortar 1:6. Okay, so this is there. Then coming to your height, usually your floor to floor height is 3 meters. See the height of your wall here mentioned is 3 meters. Okay, 3 meters height. Next, coming to this thing, what is this? This is your damp proof course. Damp proof course they have not mentioned, and they have not asked for us to calculate in your problem. So we will skip on this damp proof course. So damp proof course is provided with not to allow your moisture from your ground to enter into your floor. Okay, so damp proof course is provided. So we can see the thickness of this the damp proof course is how much? 0.15 meter. 0.15 meter. See the thickness of this is 0.15 meter. Okay, so coming to your foundation. Your foundation is made up of size stone masonry. It is not made of concrete. It is made up of stone. Your foundation is made up of stone. Okay, so your foundation is in two steps. You can see it is in two steps. This is one step, then coming it is increasing in width, and it is again going down in a second step. Okay, so width of your first step is 0.45. It is mentioned here 0.45, and your height of your first step is not, it is not 0.6. Okay, it is from here, but your style stone masonry is from here, right? So it is not 0.6. You have to deduct this 0.15 from it, 0.15. So it will be 0.45. Height of your first step is 0.45. Width of your first step is 0.45. Then coming to your next step, second step, right? Second step, it is width is 0.6, and your height is 0.45. Height is 0.45. So okay, so below your side stone masonry is your PCC bed, plain cement concrete bed in proportion 1:4:8. Okay, so width of your PCC bed is 0.9, and depth of your PCC concrete bed is 0.2. Okay, so that is width and your depth. Okay, so if you have any doubts in explanation, or if you have any doubts regarding any of the things in this problem, or whatever is given in your question and in your figure, you can ask now. If you have any doubts in any of the things that they have given. So all of this which I have discussed is will be given. Okay, so I have explained whatever is given now. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay, I think nobody has any doubts. So what we will do, we will continue. So very important, next thing. So as I said, this is not a columned structure. It is a load bearing structure, right? So this section, what we have seen here, this section A is running throughout. Okay, it is not just here. It is not like this. It is not like this. It is not placed like this, or it is not placed like this in the corner. Okay, it is not like this. It is placed, but it is running throughout. Let me just try and draw how it is running throughout. Okay, it is not just like a column, it is not just the excavation of a foundation, but it is running throughout. It is running like this continuously throughout. It is a trench that you have to dig. Okay, so it is like this continuously. It is a trench. It is continuously running like this. Okay, so it is running continuously under your wall. So this is a wall. So this is your PCC bed, your foundation, all of it is running continuously. This section, what you see, is continuously everywhere over here. It is not just over here like a box. Okay, so it is running continuously. Remember that. We will look into detail when we solve. Okay, you will understand it clearly. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just erase this levels. We will not be needing it now. Okay, but we will be needing it when we are doing brickwork. Okay, so first thing, okay, so first thing what you have to do whenever you are solving problem is you have to find the center line. Always you have to find the center line first. Okay, So what I have shown here in red in this dotted line is your center line. Okay, see, whatever I have shown in a dotted line is a center line of your wall or your center line of your anything. So this is center line will be running like this. It is your center line, right? It is exactly at the center of a section. Okay, so that is a center line. Remember. Next, so what we have to do in long wall and short wall method. So what we do in long wall short wall method is we divide our walls. We divide all our walls in long walls and in short walls. Okay, so what we do in long wall short wall, we divide all our walls. Either we consider them as long wall or we consider them as short wall. So how do we consider this long wall and short wall? So depending upon the length. Okay, depending upon your length or depending upon your convenience. Okay, so usually what we observe a plan, and what and the walls which are longer in length, we consider them as long walls. Okay, walls which are longer in length, we consider them as long walls, and simultaneously walls which are shorter in length, we consider them as short walls. So how do I divide this room now into long wall and short walls? Observe how I will divide this into long wall and short wall now. Okay, so by observation, I can see that this wall is a long wall, right? This is a long wall, and this also is a long wall, right? So compared to these two walls, these two walls which are running like in this direction are long compared to these side walls. Okay, so what I will do is see how I will divide this. I will draw a line here. See, I have drawn a line here. I have drawn a line here. Similarly, I will draw a line here. I will draw a line here. Okay, so this is also continuously a wall. Okay, remember. Okay, this is also a wall. Do not think that it's a broken wall. This is a continuously. This is also a continuous wall. So I will increase the thickness and I will shade so that you will understand. So this is my long wall. This whole thing is my long wall. Okay, this whole thing is my long wall. This whole thing is my long wall. I have shaded my long walls. Okay, so and the remaining two are my short walls. Let me just uh, fill them with color. So this is my short wall. See, I have stopped it till here and till here, till where I have drawn lines. Okay, I have not got into this part because this part is already covered by my long wall. So this corner part I will not go while considering my short wall. Okay, so if my short wall ends starts from here and goes up till here. Okay, it will not merge with my short wall. It will not overlap with my long wall. Okay, so this is how we divide our long wall and short wall. So yeah, let me just count how many long walls and short walls are there. Okay, so how many long walls? How many long walls are there? Long walls. I will represent them as LW long walls. How many long walls? This is one long wall and this is one long wall. So and they are two in number. So number of long walls are two. Okay, then coming to number of short walls. Number of short walls. So I will write SW for short walls. So how many short walls? This is one short wall. This is one short wall. So this is two in number. Okay, so this is how I divide my rooms into a long wall and short wall. So this is a very simple example wherein it is a single room. So it was very easy to divide it into long wall and short wall. As the plans become complicated, your dividing of your long wall and short wall is also a bit complicated, not difficult. It becomes a bit complicated. You have to follow certain rules for making your long walls and short walls. Okay, so this is how you divide your long wall and short wall. Okay, so this is a very important thing. Remember this thing. If you have any doubts in how I divided my long wall and short wall, you can just ask now. If you have doubts how I have divided my long wall and my short wall. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just continue with the next thing now. Okay, so you have understood now how we have divided it into long wall and short wall. Next, coming to center line, as I said, now we have to find the center line length. So I have marked, see, I have marked here this from here, center line, center point here, and the center point here. And I have to find the length here. I need to find this dimension. What is the length of this center line? Okay, of this long wall, because I have considered this as long wall, no? So center line length of my long wall, I have to find out. So center line length, not the total length. If the total length was involved, I would have calculated it till here, right? Till here, from here to here, end to end, I would have calculated. But now we are dealing with center line only. So we will be calculating the center to center length of this wall. Okay, so center line, so this center point, and I need the center to center length or the center line length of my long wall. So how do I calculate? You can just unmute and you can let me know what is the trick that you'll use here. You know the in to in distance is 6 by 4 meters, and you know the wall thickness is 0.3. You can just let me know how you will go forward by calculating this dimension and this dimension. I have drawn two dimensions here, you can see. I just want you to tell me how you will get this dimensions. Very easy, very easy. You have all the things. Your thickness is given, in to in distance is also given. You can just try. You can
Wow.
just so Samrin is saying 6.3. So how have you arrived at 6.3? Can you just explain? So Aishwarya is saying 0.3 by 2 plus 6 plus 0.3 by 2. Okay, right. Correct thing. Jyoti Nayak has also said 6.3, right? Correct answer. So it is 6.3. Very nice answer. It is correct answer. 100% correct. 6.3 meters. Okay. How we have arrived at 6.3? It is half of the this distance here. Wall thickness we know is 0.3. So it will be half of that. 0.3 by 2 is 0.15. And into in distance we know is 6 meters, which is given here. So 0.15 plus 6 meters, right? Plus 0.15, which is half the wall thickness. Okay, so we have arrived at 6.3. So center line length of your long wall is 6.3. We have calculated. Next, so we need to calculate your center line length of your short wall. Same thing, center line length of a short wall, it will be 0.15 here, 0.15, that is the half of your wall thickness. Then plus your into in distance is 4 meter, which is given here, 4 meter. Then half of your wall thickness, which is 0.15. So it will be 4.3. So we have calculated the center line distances of your long wall and a short wall, which is your first step, always important. This is your first step. Okay, that is the thing that we have done here. We have arrived at this 6.3. We have arrived at 4.3. Okay, if you want, you can write this step down. You can write down if your students you are writing down, you are solving simultaneously with me. You can note this down. You can write the first step. This is your first step. Long wall, short wall method. We are solving using long wall, short wall method. Then first step is center to center length of long wall, center to center length of short wall. Okay. So if you want, I will wait for 2 minutes until you copy this down. Should I wait, or are you writing it down? Just let me know. Yes, Manju has typed in 6.3 and 4.3, which is exactly right. That is the correct answer. So into 2, we will be doing based on your number, right, Manju? So into 2, we will do whenever we want to calculate the total thing. Okay. So we just need the center line length of your individual wall now. So that we have done. Okay. So, okay, we will wait for 2 minutes. Until then, you can just copy down the steps. Okay. Copy it down quickly so that we will move to the next part. See, others, those who are not copying down, because I prefer you to write it down simultaneously and solve it with me, because practice is very important for this subject. Without practice, solving your problems in directly in your exam will be very difficult. It is just like RCC, wherein your problems are very long and it will take time. You need practice to solve it in time. Okay, so I hope that everyone is solving it simultaneously with me in your book. Okay, so keep a book, pen, and a ruler and a calculator with you, and solve it simultaneously with me. Okay, so once you are done with writing this, you can just draw a tabular column with this titles. Okay, serial number, particular, particular of items, then a number, length, breadth, depth, quantity, and remarks. Those who are solving with me, you can just make a tabular column and name the columns like this. Okay, next thing. So is my voice not clear to others or only to Manju? Let me know if my voice is breaking up. I hope my voice is not breaking up. Net connection is fine over here. So if you are done, we will move with the next part. Okay, shall we move with the next part? I hope everyone is done with the tabular column and all. And now we will move to the next thing. Okay. Okay, so coming to the next thing, I hope you have drawn the tabular column. In your tabular column, now if I mention, okay, so I will explain, then you can write it down later. I will explain it, then you can write it down later. Okay, so first thing, always the first thing that you have to write in your tabular column is your earthwork in excavation, because always your first thing that you do is excavate your ground, no, excavate for your foundation. That is what you do first thing. So that is what you have to do. Always you have to mention first the work that is always your earthwork in excavation. Then if required, earthwork in filling. Also, if they ask, you have to do second number serial number is a earthwork in filling, but here they have only asked us earthwork in excavation, so we will be only dealing with earthwork in excavation. Okay, so let me just draw how the earthwork in excavation is done here. Okay, so this is your ground level, right? This is your ground level. This is your ground level. Initially, this was your ground level. Then what you have to do? You have to dig up to your widest, where your foundation is the widest, right? So this is your widest part. So I have to excavate up to this level, up to this width. Okay. So no need to dig up extra. So keep it exactly what is your widest part. Okay. So my widest part is 0.9, so I will keep my width as 0.9. Okay, so exactly I will excavate 0.9. And what is the depth that I will excavate? The depth that I will excavate is up to my foundation level. So what is the depth of my foundation level here? See, calculate what is the depth. It is 0.2 plus 0.45. Right, 0.2 is the thickness of my PCC bed, and 0.45 is the first step, side stone masonry first step. So this is still the ground level. So this is the height. It is 0.65. No, it is 0.65 is the height. We have got now, we have got height, we have got width, okay, of our excavation. But what about the length? Okay, so if it was a column, it would have been like this. No, it would have been like this. So length would have been fixed, width would have been fixed, and depth would have been this 0.65. So it is not this is not the case. So in this load bearing structure, this foundation will be running like this continuously. It is like a trench that you have to dig, right? It is like a trench that you have to dig like this. You have to dig continuously around the whole room, right? This is what you have to do. This is how you have to dig. This is, and this part inside part you have to excavate. Okay, so in plan it will be this way. Okay, so how do I calculate this length? This length can be calculated by using the center line length which we have calculated from our long wall and short wall. So we will do it using our long wall, short wall, center line lengths. So coming to the next thing, see here. Earthwork and excavation. First thing, long wall. Long wall. How many number of long walls? Two numbers. This is one number, this is one, and this is one. I have drawn it in the previous thing. Two number of long walls, right? Two number of long walls, two number of short walls. This is clear. Okay. So then the width. Okay. So width of the thing I have told is 0.9. Okay. Width of the foundation that we have to dig, see it is 0.9. Very easy. 0.9. You can see it here. 0.9. Okay, so and for short wall is also same thing, right? The thickness is not, the width is not varying. The depth I have told you it is 0.45 plus your 0.2. This is your depth 0.45 and 0.2. Okay, so we have got this. Now we have to calculate length, which is the important thing here. Okay, calculating the length. For calculating the length for long wall, we know for long wall it is, see, now this is my, I will just zoom out a bit. Okay, so this is my long wall. So this is my excavation. This is my excavation, how it will go for my long wall, and this is excavation for my short wall, right? So uh, this is my center line length. This is my center line, right? This is my center line, which will be here, which will be here, which will be exactly center here, right? Center line will be exactly at the center. So what I have to do is I have to calculate this from here to here. What is the length here? This. So it will be 0.9 by 2, right? 0.9 by 2 and 0.9 by 2 this side. Okay. So why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Because I need to excavate it from where to where? Because I need to excavate it. See, this is my excavation pit now. This is excavation pit. I have to excavate it from here, starting from here. Just let me change the color. Okay, so I will excavate it from here. I have to start it from here and go up to here for my long wall. Okay, so this we know is 6.3 from here to here. I need to add this length now. I need to add this length here and I need to add this length here. So what is this width? I have shown it here. This is the width. This is the width 0.45, meaning this is 0.45 plus 6.3 up till here and plus 0.45 till here. So I will get the total length 0.45 here, this thing 0.45, the foundation width half, then this is your 6.3 center line which we have calculated, and this is then your 6 point, this is a 0.45, right? So calculation, see they have shown your calculation 6.3 center line length plus 0.9, which is your this thing 0.9. This is your 0.9. See, you can see here 0.9, 0.9 by 2, 0.9 by 2 plus 0.9 by 2, which is 7.2. Okay, so that is your length of your long wall. So how many long walls? I have calculated it for one. So it is for two numbers. So we have multiplied here by 2. Okay, so coming to short wall, short wall is a bit different. Okay, so long wall procedure is different, short wall procedure is different. Why? So long wall, we have calculated for long wall it has to be from out to out, but as I said for short wall it will be in to in, because the other thing has already been covered in your long wall. So this is your long wall excavation line of your long wall. This part is excavated in your long wall, right? Already it is excavated. This part is also excavated in your long wall, right? And this is what is left for a short wall. This is what is left for a short wall. Only this part we have to excavate now. Only this part. Only this part we have to excavate. Yeah, this part we have to excavate. So we know that center line length is 4.3, but we have to reduce this part. We have to reduce this much. See, we have to reduce because our center line length is more than our excavation that we need to do. So we need to calculate only this length. So it will be how much? 4.3 minus this much and minus this much. So meaning this is your 0.9. This is your 0.9. which is your foundation width. So it will be 0.45, 4.3 minus 0.45 minus 0.45. Understood? So this is 4.3 minus your foundation, half of a foundation width here, minus half of a foundation width here. So it will be less than 4.3. It will be less than 4.3. It is 3.4. So it is, this is 3.4. Okay. So this is 4.3 minus 0.9 by 2, which is half of our foundation width at top, half of our foundation width at your this side, your downside, and then this will be turning up to 3.4. So understood how we have got 7.2 and 3.4, very easy. So similarly, what we have done in your long wall, short wall, that is the same method that we follow here. And when you multiply this 2 into 7.2 into 0.9 into 6.65, you get this quantity 8.42. Okay, multiplying these all these four numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, length, breadth, and depth, you multiply this with the total number. How many number? We have two long walls, so we have multiplied by 2. We have two short walls, so we have multiplied it by 2. So multiplying them by multiplying all these four numbers will give us this. Okay, so then total, you have to calculate total. So total will be addition of these two. Addition of these two, you have to write as the total earthwork that is needed here. So this is how you calculate earthwork in excavation. Okay, you can write it down now. You can write it down. I will just erase all these things and you can write it down. You can just have a look into your figure that you have drawn and you can copy this down now. Copy this earthwork in excavation part. Yeah, earthwork in excavation part you can copy down. I will wait for 1 minute. You can copy it down. Okay, so Manju is saying 4.3 minus 0.9. Yes, correct answer 4.3 minus 0.9, right? Because it is half of minus here, half of minus here, which is nothing but it is a full value minusing your full foundation width, right? It is nothing but 4.3 minus 0.9. Correct answer. So the thing is that you are understanding it, how we are doing long wall, short wall. Very easy. Once you understand the first example, you will clearly understand the next examples, that is the complicated ones. Okay, so while others are also copying down, you can just ask any, if you have any doubts, you can ask doubts. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can type in chat or you can unmute and ask, okay, while you're simultaneously copying down. So after we finish with long wall, short wall, we have to do the same problem with a center line. Okay, we have to do the same problem with center line method, which is very easy. You will finish the problem in hardly 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so which is very easy. You will understand that center line method is very easy compared to long wall, short wall. Okay, I hope you are writing down. I hope you are writing down quickly. We will move on to the next thing. We have a lot of work to be covered next. So I hope you are copying down quickly. Okay, shall we move to the next part? We shall move to PCC bed concrete. Shall we move to PCC bed concrete? Okay, so we will move to the PCC bed concrete now. So coming to PCC bed concrete, so we know that the okay, Samreen has raised her hand. If you have any doubts, you can ask Samreen. If not, I will just continue. Okay, so let me just come to the section here so that you will understand better. So PCC bed is here. See, at the bottommost part, it is always laid below at the touching the ground. So this is our PCC bed. This part is our PCC bed. So what is the width? The width is 0.9. Width is 0.9, easy. Then your depth is 0.2. Okay. And what about your length? Okay, what about your length? See, coming to your length part. Length part is same thing, 0.7.2. Why? Because it is same. Because the width of your foundation is same. See, it is same, no? 0.9, which is the width of your foundation itself, width of your foundation. Okay, so your calculation for your length, calculation of your length for your PCC concrete is same. Let me just draw again. If you are not understanding, if you are not clear why it is same, I will just draw it again. Okay, so okay, so this will be your PCC bed. Suppose this is your PCC bed. Okay, so this is for your long wall. This is a PCC bed that you lay for your long wall. This is how you lay. Okay, you have dug your foundation. You have dug your excavation. You are done. You have excavation pit ready. And what you do, you lay your PCC bed. We know from section this is 0.9. Okay, so this is 0.9. You can see this is 0.9. Okay, so and this length we need to calculate now. What we need to calculate this length from here to here, out to out length we need to calculate. We need to calculate this length. Okay, so how much will this length be? How much will this length be? It will be 6.3 plus half of this. Half of this, why? Because this PCC bed will be going like this, same in this way, right? It will be going this way for short wall also. Same. So how much is this? How much is this? How much is this? This is half. This is half. This is how much? This is 0.9. This is 0.9, which is the width of your PCC bed, right? 0.9, meaning this is 0.45. This is 0.45. Similarly, from a center line, this is 0.45. This part and this part is 0.45. So it will be 0.45 till here plus 6.3 is a center line till here, again plus 0.45 from here to here. So it will be same thing. It will come out. It will come out same. It will come out. See 6.3 plus 0.45 plus 0.45, 7.2. Same thing. See 7.2, and for short wall also it is same. See 3.4, 3.4. So no need to worry. It will be the same thing because the width of your foundation and the width of your PCC bed is same. Because of that, your length will be same. And see here the width, as I said, width is also same of your PCC bed and your earthworking excavation. The thing that varies is your depth. See your depth here was 0.65, which was your from your ground level to your foundation level. No, but here what is the depth of your PCC bed? It is 0.2, right? See the depth of your PCC bed is how much? It is 0.2. It is only this much. So that you have to write here, it is 0.2. Okay, 0.2. So how many number of long walls? 2 number of long walls, 2 number of short walls. So multiply 2 into 7.2 into 0.9 into 0.2. We will get these two values. Okay, adding up these two values will give us the total this thing PCC bed concrete that we require. So we need 3.81 meter cube. So why is this in meter cube? Why is this in meter cube? Because we are multiplying three quantities. This is meter, right? This is also meter, and this is also meter. So meter into meter will give us meter cube. If we had only two values, it would have been meter squared, right? So we have multiplied three values, so it is meter cube. Here it is also three values, 1, 2, 3. So we have getting the quantity in meter cube. Okay, so easy. So PCC calculating quantity of your PCC bed is very easy. Coming to the next thing. Size stone masonry in cement mortar 1:6. Okay, so what we do now is we divide footing into steps because the foundation that they have given are in two steps. So we will also divide it into two steps. So always your bottom, starting from your bottom, we go up to top. So your first step will be the bottom one. Okay, so first step will be bottom one. Coming to your section. So this part is of this part. So this part is our first step. This we have to calculate. What is this quantity we have to calculate? Okay, this calculate we have to calculate. So we know that the depth of this d or your depth is 0.45. It is clearly mentioned. your width is 0.6, it is clearly mentioned, 0.6 clearly mentioned width. Then what is the length we have to calculate? Same what we have used, same method what we have used here, no? Same method what we have used here for your excavation and your PCC. Same method we have to use. Only the thing that the width that is 0.9 we had used, we have to use 0.6 here, because we have now moved up. We have moved up, and the width that is now we are involving is 0.6. So this is 0.6 now. This is 0.6. So how much is this half? 0.3. No, if it is 0.6, half will be 0.3, and this side will also be how much? 0.3. Clear? So how much will be the center line width now? 6.3 plus 0.3 plus 0.3. This is for one long wall, right? So let us check. So 0.3 plus 6.3 plus 0.3 plus 0.3, it is 6.9. Okay, so half of your width, half of your width we have to add, and that is how you get your length 6.9. And I told the as the width is 0.6 and the depth is 0.45. These two values are mentioned in the section itself. Multiplying all these two number of long walls we have, so multiply 2 into 6.9 into 0.6 into 0.45. What we get is 3.73. So 3.73 is my meter cube. Okay, so this is the quantity of size stone masonry in my first step. Okay, in long walls. Coming to short walls, same thing you have to follow in short walls. So this is my foundation, this is my size stone masonry that is going. So short wall, this is 0.6, 0.6, right? So this is 0.6. This is what is required. This is my short wall length. So I know this is 6.3. This is 4.3 no, center line from here to here. This is 4.3 from here to here. Blue line you can see it is 4.3. So I have to minus from 4.3. I have to minus half here and I have to minus half here. So it will be 4.3 minus 0.3 minus 0.3. Okay. So 4.3. See it is 4.3 minus 0.3 minus 0.3, it is 3.7. So that value is written here 3.7. So multiplying these all these four values, we get 2 meter cube. So this is your calculation of your first step. This is not first footing, or you can mention it as first step also. So first step of your long wall and a short wall. We are done with our first step. Now coming to your second step. We are done with this bottom part. We are done with this part. Now we are dealing with this second step. Okay, so what is the width? It is 0.45. Width is 0.45, meaning this will not be now 0.6. This will, what will be this? This will be 0.45. This will be 0.45. This is 0.45. Okay, meaning this will be half of 0.45. 0.45 by 2. This will be half of it. This will also be half of that. Okay, 0.45 by 2. Meaning how we have to add now? 6.3 plus 0.45 by 2 plus 0.45 by 2 for long wall length. See, 0.6.3 plus 0.45 by 2 plus 0.45 by 2, it will come up to 6.75. That is what they have mentioned here. Okay, width I know it is 0.45, and depth, coming to depth. Okay, so depth is 0.6, but it is not your entire depth what we have to consider, because it is considering your dam proof course also, which we have to not consider. We have to consider only from here to here. So this is what we have to consider. So we have to minus from 0.6. We have to minus our dam proof course. Dam proof course is 0.15. See, they have mentioned 0.15. So 0.6 minus 0.15 will give us 0.45. So width is 0.45, depth is 0.45, and lengths we have calculated. So the width, depth is same here. See, then coming to short wall. We have what we have to do from here. Short wall length, that is 4.3. What we do, we reduce our width, right? We reduce our width, half of our width 2 times. So that is how you get 3.85. Same thing, same procedure you have to follow. So multiplying all these values, we get these two values. Then adding up, add all these values, and you will get 10.03. So 10.03 meter cube of material I require. 10.03 material meter cube of material I require, meaning size stone masonry. For size stone masonry of my room, I need 10 meter cube of stones. Okay, so this is how you calculate the quantities of size stone masonry. Okay, so if you want to write down, you can write down now. I will wait, or if you want me to continue, let me know. I will continue. Or if you have doubts, you can ask. Okay, if you want to copy, you can just let me know. I will wait for 2 minutes until you copy, or if you want me to continue, or if you have any doubts, you can let me know. You can let me know if I should continue or if I should wait for 2 minutes for you to copy. Okay, so I will continue with the next part. Okay, I will continue with the next part, which is your burnt brick masonry now. Burnt brick masonry. Easy. For burnt brick masonry, it is very easy. See, it is directly your burnt brick masonry. This is what is your burnt brick masonry. So we need to calculate this length. We need to calculate your long wall length. This is your long wall. We need to calculate this length. Okay, so this length, how much is this length? We know center to center length is 6.3, right? It is 6.3. So half of our wall thickness, meaning 0.15 here and 0.15 here. So it will be 6.3 plus 0.15 plus 0.15. So how much will that be? So it will be 0.6, right? 6.6 meters. See, 6.6 meters. So 6.3 is your center line of your long wall. Then 0.3 is your wall thickness. So 0.3 by 2 plus 0.3 by 2, we add half of our wall thickness on either sides, and you get your length. So this is your length and two number of long walls, and thickness we know it is 0.3. And coming to height of your is your 3 meters. See, height of your wall is 3 meters. They are mentioned there. So I will use 3 meters as my height of my wall. So 3 meters. So multiply all these four values, I will get 11.88. Okay. So coming to short wall. Short wall, what I have to do? I know the length of my center line is 4.3. I have to reduce half of my wall thickness 2 times. I will get 4 meters of my length. So 4 meters. Okay, 2 in number, and 0.3 is my width and 3 meters is my height. So I will multiply, I will get 7.2. Adding up all those, we will get total brickwork that is needed. Total brickwork is 19.08 meter cube. Okay, so this is how you calculate your brickwork. But we know that there are some doors, there are some doors, and we need to deduct some brickwork that is coming in your door part. We need to reduce, we need to deduct. So if there are any doors, if there are any lintels, and if there are any windows or any any openings or shelves, if there are any shelves also, if there are windows, ventilators, all those things, what you have to do from brickwork, we have to reduce that amount. Okay, so we know that the door they have given how many doors, only one number of door is there. You can see in the plan only one number of door. Okay, and the specification how much they have given, length is 1 meter, length of that door is 1 meter, and the thickness, what is the thickness? Thickness will be the wall thickness itself. Okay, so wall thickness is 0.3, and the height of the door they have mentioned is 2.1 meters. Okay, so 2.1, multiplying all these values, we get 0.63. 0.63. What they have done is they have written negative because it is coming under deduction. So because we have to deduct this value, they have written negative. Okay, yeah, you can write or you can not write. It is left up to you. So remember, you have to minus it, not add it. Okay. So this figure shows us how a lintel is placed. Okay, so this is your opening. Suppose this is your door now. This is your opening. So this is your lintel, and this is the amount of bearing that you have to provide. Okay. So what is the length of this lintel now? What is the length? You know the length of a door that we have provided is 1 meter now. So 1 meter is this into an opening is 1 meter, and bearing I told you is usually 15 centimeters, 15 centimeters or 0.15. So 0.15 here plus 1 meter is opening plus 0.15 this side. So it will be 0.13 meters. So of your length of your lintel will be 0.13 meter. And since it is only one door, only one lintel is provided. Okay. So what is the thickness? Thickness is your wall thickness itself. So it is 0.3. And usually the height that you provide is 0.15. This is a standard thing. So 0.15. So multiplying these four values, what we get is 0.059. So what we do from 19.08, we reduce 0.63 and we reduce 0.059 and we get the total exact amount of brickwork, that is 18.39. Okay, so with this, your estimation is over. There are many things that have to be done, but based on your problem that they have given, what they have asked, they have asked only for this quantity. So we have calculated whatever they have asked. Okay, so what they have asked to work in excavation, which we have done. Then we have calculated PCC in bed concrete, that also we have done. We have done size stone masonry calculation and we have done brickwork calculation. So we are done with this problem using long wall short wall method. So if you have any doubts regarding long wall short wall method in calculation of any of this, you can ask now. If you have doubt in any of the calculation, you can ask now. We are done with long wall, short wall. So if you want, you can copy down now. I will give you 2 minutes. It is 11:48, and at 11:50, I will start with the second part, that is using center line method. Okay, so you can just quickly copy down. I have opened the screen, and you can just copy down quickly. And others who are not copying down, you can just, if you have any doubts, you can ask simultaneously. If you have any doubts, you can ask, and those who are copying it down can copy it down quickly. So I hope you have understood this long wall and short wall method. It may seem complicated in the beginning, but once you understand the concept now, it is very easy. It is just a tedious method. It is a tedious method, but it is very easy. Okay, so usually in the softwares, in Excel and all, they use this long wall, short wall because it is easier for the software. But for us humans, it is just a bit tedious. Okay, so in center line is less tedious, but it is a bit complicated. Okay, junctions and all have to be located correctly, and deductions have to be done. All those things. So center line may seem easy, but it is a bit complicated. Okay. I hope you have understood this long wall short wall method. And should we continue? It is 11:50. Should we continue with the next part, that is your center line method? Center line method, same problem. What we will do is we will continue with we will solve the same problem with your center line method, and you can compare the values that we get in the end. They have to be same. The quantities that we get, that has to be same. Okay, so should we start? Should we continue with the center line method? We will move to the next method. Just let me know. Just let me know in chat. Okay. Mallikarjun is saying yes, we should continue. So what we will do is we will continue with the center line now. We will continue with the center line method. Centerline method is very easy. You can see it will be over in hardly 10 minutes. Okay, I will explain it in a single stretch. Okay, I will explain it in a single stretch, and then I will give you time to copy it down. Okay, I will give time to copy down once I finish it with the explanation. See, see, you can see the centerline method is over in Soma in only this much. You can see it is over. Centerline is over in only this much amount of a tabular column. See, it is so small centerline method. So in centerline, what we have to do is in centerline, the first thing that you have to do in centerline is you have to calculate your centerline total centerline length. Okay, so let me just rub out all these things. So what you have to do first in centerline is in centerline method is you have to calculate the total centerline length. In long wall short wall, we had only calculated the centerline length of your individual long wall and individual short wall. But here what you have to do is you have to calculate the total centerline length. The red line, that dotted red line you can see here, the length of this total length, the total length of this line you have to calculate. So how much will that be? So two lines here, 6.3 here, 6.3 here, and 4.3 here, 4.3 here. So it will be 6.3, 6.3 into 2, right? Because it is 2 in number. Here 6.3 and here it is 6.3 and plus it is 4.3, right? 4.3 into 2. So yeah, the total thing, this will be your total centerline length. Okay, clear? It is very easy. So total centerline length, they have done calculations here. You can see. So how much will that will be? 21.2. So it will be 2 into 6.3 plus 2 into 4.3. That is the total centerline length is 21.2. 21.2 meters is your length. Okay. So first thing, excavation is always what you have to do first. So number is 1 because we are calculating it in center line. So it will be always 1 in number because 21.2 is your length. Okay. So 21.2 covers your whole box, right? It covers a whole box. So this is only 1 in number. We do not need a 2 in number. There are no two another thing with the same length. Okay. So we are only concerned with one excavation of your one room. So we are writing only 1 over here. Okay, so what is the width of your foundation? Width of your foundation, it is 0.9 row. Width of your foundation, say it is 0.9. Width of your foundation and your depth of your foundation is 0.65. So that is written here 0.9. 0.9 is the width of foundation. 0.65 is your depth of a foundation. So multiplying these four values, we get quantity directly. Okay. So coming to PCC bed in concrete. PCC bed in concrete, 1 in number. Length will be 21.2. That is the whole box thing running across the whole room. Then width is same. Width of the PCC bed is same. Then but our depth is how much? Depth of your PCC bed is, it is 0.2. Your bed, you can see in a figure, it is 0.2. Depth of your is PCC bed is 0.2. So multiplying all these four numbers, we get quantity as 3.18 meter, 81 meter cube. Okay. So coming to your masonry, first step. So 1 in number, always 1 in number. Then length, because it is running throughout your center line, right? Throughout with no deductions, because there are no junctions here, no junctions. So 21.2 entirely you have to multiply in length. Then what is the width of your first size stone masonry? Width of your first size stone masonry, it is 0.6. It is 0.6. Then what is the depth? Depth is also 0.6, 0.45. So width is 0.6, depth is 0.45. Multiplying this, we get 5.72. Then coming to your second step, it is also 1 in number. Then length is also same. But your width is reduced in the second step. Width is 0.45. Height is also 0.45. And multiplying this, we get this number. Then total, this is 10.01. That is what we have calculated in the previous thing. We had got the same number. Okay. So summation of these two is 10.1. Okay. 10.01 meter cube. Okay. Coming to bond brick masonry. So 1 in number. Okay. 1 in number. 21.2 is your total length of your center line. And the thickness of your wall is 0.3. Thickness of your wall, height of your wall is 3 meters. Okay. 3 meters from floor to floor. Okay, so multiplying 3.19.08 is what you get quantity. Okay, so deductions for door, as I said, one number of door is there. If there are two number, we would have multiplied by 2. Here it is only 1, so I have written here number as 1. So length they have given as 1 meter. The thickness will be the wall thickness itself, and the height of the door they have given 2.1. So deduction will be minus 0.63. And for lintel is also 1 in number because it is door is also only 1 in number. Then with bearing, lintel has to be provided with bearing, some amount of bearing. So taking into account the bearing, it will be 1.3. It will be 0.15 plus the opening length, that is 1 meter. Then again some bearing, it is 0.15. So it will be 1.30 meter is your lintel length. Then thickness will be your wall thickness itself. Then your height of your lintel, that is, it is assumed as 0.15. Multiplying that, we get 0.059. And once you deduct it from your total brickwork, this is your effective brickwork, that is 18.39. So with this, your centerline method is over within this small tabular column. Okay, so you can see that for this problem, your centerline method seems to be very easy. So this is how you calculate for a centerline. So if you have doubts in centerline, you can ask now. And if you have no doubts, what I'll do is I will open the previous thing and I can let you copy down the problem. Okay, so this is your centerline method. If you have any doubts, you can ask, or you can just copy down. You have 2 minutes. It is 11:58, and you can copy it down until 12 o'clock. Also simultaneously, if anyone has doubts, you can always ask. Okay, so with this we are over with your first problem, with your first example, With this we are over with our first example, that is calculation of your quantities using both your centerline method as well as our long wall and short wall method. So this is how you have to do your calculations, or your calculation of your quantities. Then this is your first stage of your detailed estimate. Second stage is preparing your abstract by multiplying it with your rates. Okay, so that is very easy, wherein you have now calculated all your quantities. You have to just multiply them with your rates, and then you have to calculate your total cost of your project. So that is your second part. That is not that is not asked in your problem. So we will not do it now. We will just understand the important thing, that is calculating your quantities using long wall, short wall. So if you have any doubts, you can ask now. So others, you can just mention in chat whether the problem was understood, whether understood and easy. You can just type in whether you have understood and whether it was easy, or whether you found it difficult and unclear. You have options. You can just type in if you have understood, and whether you felt it is easy. You can type understood and easy. Understood and easy. If you have not understood and if you did not find it easy, you can type it. If it was difficult, it was unclear. Okay, you can type those two. You can type whether you have understood and it was easy, or you can type it was difficult and it was unclear. You can type in. You can type in chat others, so that I can have an idea about the review, how the class is going. Okay, so Jyoti Naik is saying understood and easy. Good, very nice, very nice. So Samreen is also saying it is easy and they have understood. Okay, so Mallikarjun has also said it is under easy and it is understandable. Okay, so Prakash has also understood. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So I hope I can see that everyone is understanding. Very nice. You are picking it up very easily. Nice. So if you have understood this very easily, then the next problems will be just yeah, next problems will be just very interesting, wherein you have 3 to 4 rooms. 3 to 4 rooms will be there. right? 3 to 4 rooms, and it will be just your calculation work, right? Once you understand how your theory works, how your method works, you have to just apply the method and you have to calculate. Okay, so Jivan says he has understood, but we are going a bit fast. Okay, so Chetan is also saying that he is feeling that I am going fast. So I think 2 hours I have took to explain one problem. I am not going fast. I am going very slow. I am explaining. I have just took 2 hours to explain just a single room. Okay, so if you feel it is fast, I will try to go slower, but it will affect your syllabus completion. Okay, so that is one thing. So Nadav sir, who is very fast in this. So I have to pick up my pace because he will be finishing your syllabus very soon for other class. So I have to keep up. So I will try to be slower, I will try to slower my pace down. So, but you have understood, so it is good. So from the next problem, what I will do is I will try to go slower. Yeah, so from the next problem, I will try to go slower. What I'll do is I will also simultaneously take a book and I will write down. So I will go simultaneously with you. So okay. So next question. Next question. That is uh, next question. I had something in mind to ask, which I just forgot. Okay. So you want to see what the next problem is? If you are done with copying, if you are done with copying, I will just scroll down and I will show you the next problem. So you can just go through the next problem. See, this is the next problem wherein it has two rooms, and this is also a load bearing type of structure wherein it has no columns. Okay, this is also a load bearing structure. See, and this is how your calculation is. Say this is also your calculation, just a very short one, right? Is a problem may seem big from a plan, but it is also a shorter one. So center line, see, this is a center line, and a few calculations are required for a center line because of your junctions which are involved here. So in a first problem there were no junctions involved, so that was there. But so from a second problem, your junctions will start to come, and we have to compensate accordingly for your deductions. Then what else? Mm, okay, so others are, I hope others are done copying down things. Okay, so what you can do is you can just type in your attendance now. You can type in your attendance, start typing your attendance, but do not leave the class after you type your attendance. Do not leave the class after you type your attendance. Just type your attendance and stay.